And Amy is at the post office, and she'll be here in just a minute. She's on the other side of the building.
We'll wait on attendant or roll call and her to get here.
But we can,
she's
on the post office side of the building, so she'll be right here. But we can
go ahead and call the meeting to order then. Sounds good. Call the meeting to order, and we have a quorum and attendance. Who will we not have today?
Shani so far. And then Butterfingers coming.
She's on her way.
We'll have you take that for just a minute.
All right, and then you have a motion to approve the previous minutes. Everybody seen that? Any discussion? Everything good?
Motion to approve.
Need a second? All in favor? Yes? Good. On we go.
Woot.
So, city staff updates is up next, right? So, anything we have?
One thing is the board will be going down to 7 members in the future, just something the opposite of the mayor decided. So it doesn't affect anybody right now. Nobody was going to fall off next year regardless, so it should be fine. They'll have their new bylaws. They're still working on them. Section 1 has been passed through city council, I want to say. Section 2 is still a work in progress. They should be done by the end of the year, though.
And you just said, so we'll go down to 7 based off of term dates, so through attrition like more. Hello, Amy. How are you?
So that takes care of attendance also. So wait,
What are we presently at?
I was about to say, how many do we have right now?
Well, it's 9 plus.
There was one vacancy that we're not going to fill. So there was 8 plus the extra people.
Well, the non-voting members, yeah.
I thought we were 9 plus the additional, is what we should have been.
We should have. I think we had a
So we're
vacancy
all-
though.
So in terms of voting.
Yeah, we had a vacancy that was never filled.
Right, I'm just saying. in
Not
terms
all of them,
how
I
we
don't
make
think. I know this board is, BPAB is. I think a lot of the communities are trying to parse that a little bit.
So we'll just lose one voting member next year
When the term, yeah.
when the term expires. Yeah.
So we'll have 7 voting members, or we're gonna have 7 plus our ex officio, okay, and advisor. Okay, gotcha.
So everybody else can stay.
Which makes a quorum for us 5.
4. Anything over 50%, so it'd be 4.
Okay. And you said bylaws will be finished when?
By the end of the year
December?
is what they're shooting for.
Okay. All right. And any other city or updates? Nothing, staff? Okay. And then I do know, like at certain point, will we get updates on like the city's comprehensive plan? I know they're going through that. And when we talked with Felicia, she said around November-ish, expect.
Yeah, we're relaying things out a little bit since Chris has been gone. So I'm working with Tara, who's our long-range planner right now with that. So next meeting, I should be able to provide you guys with some sort of update as far as what our plan is for the future.
Okay. And then the other part to that, just since you're going to ask questions, is if something has changed as far as canopy coverage, survey, and money funds for that, we'd like to know so we can maybe ask for a grant to try to get to that in 2024 because we need to move along with that. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, perfect. All right, so really today, you guys, this is our last meeting before Arbor Day. So I really want to go through, there is that task planner that's in the Google Drive. And I know we've kind of been all doing different things, and I will need to solicit for some more help before Arbor Day. So I really just want us to kind of go down through each activity, who's doing what, who
Do we
can
want to
offer
talk about
support.
Art Walk first, since that's coming up first?
Yeah, I mean, I consider that an Arbor Day activity, but
Okay.
yes, we're going to talk about.
Okay,
Yeah,
just double check.
thank you, because that is this Friday. So that's pretty much done as far as what we need to have for that. But so we're just going to talk about that today. Try to keep our time just as short as we can. What time is it? 4:34. And then at the end of that, Amy, I just threw in if you had any information about the moon trees you want to throw in today. Didn't know if you wanted to do that. But other than that, today's just really Arbor Day activities and nailing down what needs to happen for that. Okay. Oh, and to back up just really quickly, I did send in the email today for the funding request based off of, I saw up at the special meeting minutes in here, but based off of our decision, and everything was forwarded today finally. So that's been done.
There it is.
Okay. So, all right, guys. So Art Walk is this weekend. It is Friday night from 5 to 8. We're going to do our community tree project. So basically the painting is almost finished, all the supplies. I do need to get to the extension office this week and grab like crayons and some of the other things. But as far as like the prep and the...
I've been going through some stuff. I found a ton of crayons that I have that y'all can just have.
Great. Take them. So this weekend will just be a community art project. That's going to be our opportunity to talk about Arbor Day, promote our photo contest, and work on the tree for Thanksgiving. So for that event, I've got myself down. I've got Josh. I have Shani and Krista. Yay. Okay. Setup is
Friday?
Mhm.
It's this Friday. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So 4:30, yeah.
Yes. So I will be there at 4:00. We'll be near Chestnut and Oak Street for setup. Basically, it's just going to be our freestanding wall and a table with craft supplies on it. So paper, crayon, all that good stuff. I'll have everything that we need there. I know Shani's not here. I was going to stay till 7 if someone else can tear it down and get it to the extension office. And I know Shani kind of mentioned doing that, but she is not here.
I can help with tear down, but not transportation.
When does it end?
So it ends at 8.
Okay.
Yes. And if I need to stay till the end, I absolutely can, which means it'll probably be about a 4 to 9. The total night by the time we tear down will be about 8:30 or 9.
Did Shani say she has a truck?
I thought I'm not going to commit her. I will commit till stay till 8, but I'm going to talk to Shani this week and just kind of circle back on that. But I
I
can
know
stay.
her husband knows.
Yeah, I thought.
I'm not volunteering him.
I mean, if it'll fit in the back of my Prius, we can
No,
try
it will
it.
not. It's 6 foot by 8 foot wall. So it's, I mean, it does disassemble, but it is still
Yeah.
larger than your Prius. So,
I had a feeling.
all right, so I'm going to verify with Shani on that. So I will either be there completely through to the end, or if I can leave at 7, that would be. But really, any questions about Art Walk other than, any questions about Art Walk?
So what activities are we having people do just to kind of refresh and touch base?
Yeah. So it's a, and I never have the right stuff at the right time. Didn't bring pictures this time, but it's just a 6 foot by 8 foot tall freestanding wall that we made out of plywood, and it just has a painted tree on it, and it's a tree for Thanksgiving, and it's for people to do one of two things, to give thanks to the trees for what they give us. So basically, it's just a big painting, and people are going to either do leaf rubbings out of the plates that we have there, or they can draw their hand and decorate the tree, and they'll just put kind of a little note of thanks. They can, if they don't want to do things, they can just make a craft. But the intent is that we will thank a tree for everything that it gives us, all the benefits and things like that. So handprints, leaf rubbings, that's it. Put it on the tree.
How does the tree, I know you've said it's a freestanding, does it just have like support feet or?
So it has feet and arms that go up 8 feet. And then it's 2 pieces of 4 by 8 plywood that we made to 6 foot width. They're double stacked and they're screwed in. So it's really secure, and then we can take it down. But that's it. It's just got a little T-stand.
How are people going to be adhering their?
We have the little plastic sticky dots. I have backup stick glue and regular glue. I also have backup adhesive spray. I have tried all of them.
I was going to say you have all of the things. Wonderful.
Okay. I'm like, if it's humid, if it's blah, whatever. We have plenty of adhesive.
Are the like tables provided? Like
No, I will bring.
we have to bring all of our own stuff.
So we have to bring all of our stuff. So
Oh, I thought, is Parks Department not giving tables?
not
That's
for
fair.
Arbor Day. I'm not doing, for artwork, it's one table.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking for Arbor Day. Sorry, yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
so for artwork, I have access
I
to
got
a 6
confused.
foot table. And I wasn't gonna do chairs. I figured we'll just do standing and we can have people kind of all around it, just kind of very, very
Should
simple.
workers bring a chair?
If a worker
No,
would like a chair, a
bag
worker should
chair.
bring a chair.
Where are we setting up exactly?
So Chestnut and Oak Street.
Okay, right there, okay.
Close. He didn't tell me exactly, but we will be very close to that area. And I do have some garlands and things for, kind of decorating and stuff, but pretty simple. Any other questions with that? And we will not be doing a lot of like tree board promotion or pamphlet stuff. This is just about the arts for our activities in Arbor Day.
But we are gonna have like a QR code with information about our
Yes.
Arbor Day.
So working on it. And that kind of goes back, Skylar, to today's request for the Arbor Day flyer to have the QR codes for all, like we want to have this again was kind of my conversation with Shanny. So we've got most of what we need, but I really need an Arbor Day flyer that has 3 small enough but large enough QR codes, one for the photo contest, one for the storm tree giveaway, and then one for participation in Arbor Day. That's got the link. So either the one that you or Shanny did is fine. I just need the 3 little QR codes to just be popped on that. Otherwise, we've got our 8x10 acrylic stands, and I'm just going to pop those up so we can promote it. And then if somebody wants to engage, they've got that right there.
Photo contest, tree giveaway, what was the third thing?
There's another social media post
Participation.
for sponsorship, entertainment, or exhibitor.
You already have those done, like in the drive. I remember you said something about a flow code,
The
but
2 codes are in there. I haven't seen the one for the storm tree giveaway yet. So, because I started it and I've been going, so Shanny kind of picked up on it, and so now we're.
so I'll dedicate some time today or tomorrow.
Thank
We'll get
you.
that
If you
done.
can do that, and then we'll print those out. And then those would be the ones we can also print and put in area businesses too. Because again, we want to promote it, but we want people to be able to interact and take action on any of the things they might want to participate in.
Gotcha.
Looking at the info sheet that, thank you, you offered and printed and
Yes.
appreciate.
And some of these just have rambling, because this has been from the beginning.
Okay.
And then also we can update to where we are. So what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Specifically for the Art Walk event, under cost and ordering, the shopping list for presumably has been completed and done
Already
because you
done.
already bought the
Yes.
stuff and did the painting and
It was just over
Phenomenal.
$300 for everything. This also is going to Arbor Day too. So everything that we're doing now is also going to Arbor Day. But, so all of those materials, supplies, paints, everything is in and done.
print out the flyers. That's what will have the QR code when we get done before Friday. Is that included in that $300 rough estimate? Okay.
And then, but as far as at Art Walk, we won't have printouts for people to take home.
Oh, okay.
They can just scan.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. And QR codes.
But there was a request to do more than social media, so we will have some flyers to put out in businesses. So that's really the print on that. Okay. And then also for social media, whether you love it or not, if y'all will please share, like, comment, because the more activity we get, the more participation. And right now we don't, of course, we only started on the 22nd, but we don't have anyone who has entered for the photography contest, which is fine-ish, but we want to get
I
that
shared
out.
to a couple of Ask Conway groups that I'm in.
Yeah.
So we'll see when they get approved. I submitted those today, and I need to do one for Art Walk as well for them. But I'll do that later.
And then, so right now, because all right, so Art Walk. Any other questions on that? Okay, all right, so that is done. All right, the photo contest, if we can kind of look at that, really, that's the one that's not attached. It did not make it in my little stapled packet, so sorry.
Hey, you still brought it.
Hey, I got it. I
Greatly
thought, at
appreciate
least
it.
remember to print it this time, but, okay, so photo contest details, we know it started on the 22nd. It will run through the 22nd of October. That will allow our judges enough time to make their selections for the winners for the categories youth and adult, and also to pick the top 10 images to move forward for community choice selection. Okay. We talked about several different ways to do that. So what will happen after the 22nd? We will have a full week for the community to, actually longer than that, to participate in the community choice. It'll be online through Facebook and social media. People can just simply like the picture that they want. We're going to tally it up, and that's it. So it's going to be pretty simple to do that. The judges that we have right now, we've got Robin Stauffer, who's graphic artist for Faulkner Lifestyle Magazine, and we have Todd Jones from the Conway scene. He supported us in years previous, so has she. So those are the two that we have right now. I've not heard back from the third person. I emailed them again. So if I don't hear back this week, then I have 2 more people in mind that we can get for judges, and they will either be related to photography or arts or trees. So we've got 2 judges currently. Let's see. Everyone will participate through the online form. It's the QR codes and all of our posting. They can submit and upload their photos, right? It goes right to our Google Drive, easy for sorting, organizing, voting, all that good stuff. Josh has spoken with Faulkner County Library about the photos. The winners whose canvases will be made will be at the Faulkner County Library, and they're going to do a companion to that by putting some tree books and collateral out in that same area. They will stay at the library. We're confirming how long they will stay there right now, so he's not gotten word back on that.
They'll keep them for at least a year if we want them to.
Okay.
They just will move them to a different location after a month or 2. I'm not sure exactly.
So once they leave the main area, then they go to the hallway by their academics. But we do have the option to pull them to one of the community centers, but regardless, after a year, they'll go back to the owners or to the winners is the plan for that this year. Do still need to purchase the winnings for the gift bags for the photo contest, but that's okay. That will go ahead and that'll happen. We'll get that done by next week. That's easy to get that turned around.
The Linda Williams Palmer book, or Linda Palmer Williams book. Those
Is that
are
the
really
Champion
nice.
Trees book?
That is
I thought
really
this year
nice.
that would be nice. Do you like that?
Yeah,
As a winning?
It is a
really nice.
very nice book.
Because I know last year we did the Woody Vines and Shrubs, the Arkansas Tree Book, and that was really good. This year I thought maybe Champion Trees would be kind of nice. Do y'all like that? So
That's a
Yeah.
It's a really, really nice book.
it's a great book. Yeah. And since we have 2 new Champion Trees in Conway this year too, it might generate some interest. Yeah, they did one at UCA, and then there's one on the walking trail by Stone Dam Creek. There's a persimmon tree there, and there's also is it a willow oak?
It's a willow
It's a willow oak. Sorry, I keep forgetting which one. It's a willow oak at UCA campus.
The former persimmon tree got mistakenly cut down in Yale County.
Was it mistakenly? I thought it was intentional.
Well, it was, but it
Because it had like a raccoon living in it.
right, but I mean it was might have been one of the biggest in the country.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Afterwards, it was shocked. Everybody was shocked.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, we've got 2 here, so that'll
Great.
help promote that program too. So maybe we can draw those. All right, let's see what else. Photo contest details. So the biggest thing right now is promotion, marketing, sharing that as much as we can, and just getting the word out. I did see something interesting. This is kind of a sidebar, but we were at the Gathering Place in Tulsa this weekend. And they have, they just had a photography contest that were of people just out enjoying the parks, you know, that entire area. So I know there's been concerns about colors of trees, and people, you know, are kind of normal expectation is that people would be taking pictures of great fall foliage, you know, and color changes. That's not anticipated here till like November. So the reason why I mentioned this now, and not to throw a curveball, but if we don't get traction on just trees, we could maybe expand it to the park just as a backup. I don't think that'll be an issue, but since we can't really extend the deadline this year because we're going to announce it at,
I don't think we're
at
gonna get
Arbor
much.
Day.
I don't think we're going to get much color. Period. It's been so dry.
We're going to get a lot of yellow and brown.
But this year's theme, instead of trees in our community, is tree of character. So it can be
Yeah.
whatever they want it to be, right? So it doesn't have to be fall foliage. And I think, Skylar, if you and Shani can kind of help that piece of it, like we're monitoring what's incoming, and if not, that we're doing a little more marketing and pushing some dialogue on that too. We could even if we make it an event, we can go in and have discussion pieces underneath in an event. I think that helps promote, right, traction and traffic, I believe, just discussion in there. But just side note, if we're not just getting trees, we might can open it up to parks or something, or just kind of explain. Anyway, just a heads up on that, and open to any other thoughts. Any questions about the photo contest? Okay. And then I did communicate part of the responsibilities with judges is that they needed to be available between that 22nd and 26th time frame for us to organize, email them the decisions. They've got, I think I put 48 hours to make that decision, get it back to us, so we then can get the online portion for community choice rolling and get the wrapped canvases ordered and things like that to have time for the announcements at Arbor Day. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now the next page in your packet is really just the basic event information, but at the bottom there are several Parks and Recs requests that we've put out there. And so I just was gonna really just kind of nail down who wants to do what. I was like, because I see you started communicating too, so you want to give me a rundown on some Parks and Recs logistics? Or?
Yeah, so I met with some park staff at Laurel Park on Friday, and was it Friday? I think. And sorry. And anyway, we discussed the location. We marked a location, which it will be by the restrooms near the picnic area, in an area that there's a tree that's looking kind of questionable and might be coming down in the near future. So it would be ready to replace that. They marked it. They're going to call 811 and make sure there are no utilities in the area. We will get a free tree from Arkansas Forestry Division, so I'll work with them to find one that is a wet area, so we'll find a species that's appropriate for wet areas. And then I also touched base with Trey about picking up the storm giveaway trees, and they will do that. Most likely they'll go on the Friday before Arbor Day, pick them up. They'll store them someplace safe overnight and then bring them to Laurel on Saturday morning.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
And I did, I'm assuming, like we talked about a little bit just because we were there about like where to put tables, chairs, bleachers. We're assuming kind of the same places last year. And so they're good with that. They remember the locations and they're ready to do that.
And I did put this year, if they only want to bring us one bleacher set, did we need the two?
I don't remember.
Because I know like a little bit during the program, but then there was really no one there. So if one set is better than
I'm sure it's easier.
It's easier. I think we're good with just one set.
Okay, so should I let Trey know?
Well, I put it was in that first email to them, but we may need to go back and make sure we're kind of hitting on all of those. But I thought that might save.
It's like sending a confirmation of this is what we'll need on.
Yep, sure will.
Might be a good idea.
Thank you for that. Okay, so send confirmation, and then I'll reach out to sanitation, to Corey. I've not done that yet, but I know we'll need some trash bins. So that's on my note to do this weekend. Sorry. All right. So use of the grill for the day of the event. Last year, Parks and Rec had a grill that we used. So I don't know.
Security says we can use their teal grill if we want to.
But I think we have to transport. Do they?
They've said they will bring it to us and pick it up. It's the option either way. We can do both, either one. Pick it up or have them drop it off and pick it up.
Okay.
So we could use that and maybe another one from Parks and Rec if we need to.
I don't know if we have one.
It was one that they just I don't want to say found, but it was
I think we do have a
somewhere.
propane one. but I
Because we
have,
bought the
like-
gas for it last
Yeah,
year,
I
so
think
they
we have it. I
brought
don't
it
think we've,
and said, here, they
I
were,
can't remember the last time we've used it. I think Trey can find it though.
yeah. Do you want to convert, and I guess this is the part where I'd say, Skylar, do you want to do it, or would you like for one of us to do
Yeah,
it?
we're just-
Okay, so if you'll check on that, I'm gonna put you down for that, Skylar. I know electrical access at the Southeast Pavilion, I think it's pretty much on all the time, but verifying, use of electric.
Oh, and actually, I also
And then-
verified that we do have the pavilions reserved, and we do, and both pavilions are reserved.
Okay, both by the splash
The
pads?
splash pad and the one that's like over on the other side of the
Okay.
playground.
Okay,
Which I don't know that we really need that one, but I guess they just blocked them all off for us.
okay. Okay, perfect, thank you. And Skylar, I don't know if you know that or not, does the electrical always stay on in that South Pavilion, or do we need to?
That I do not know.
We can confirm that.
I'll ask that when I ask about the grill.
And then we also did need a generator still last year, so I have, I emailed Rhiannon today, who used to be the chair of the board, and she had volunteered one before, so I'm gonna see if she will allow us to use that this year. Because that'll help with any speaker systems, the popcorn machines. It wasn't quite enough electricity. You could get one or the other, but not both. So we'll try to have a generator this year. So I will let y'all know about that. That's really my only lead on a generator though, so I don't know if y'all know anyone else with the generator or have a generator. We do not. So we're rethinking that? Yeah, okay. All right. So we'll reach out to her, and if not, I'll see what else we can do. Okay. Tables and chairs through Parks and Rec, we've already asked for that. Let's see, the coolers, Parks and Rec will provide for us the ice we will have to do, and that's fine. We've got, I can get access to ice on that day. We can get ice for that. And my thoughts for the storm tree giveaway is that small parking lot. It's on Robinson, but it's that small one that gets into closer to the playground area. I thought that might be nice to let exhibitors get in, get unloaded, and get out, and then we could use it from 11 to 1 for tree giveaway. That way they can line up down Robinson, and we can control the traffic in and out so they can come in, get their tree, get loaded, and come on out. We could do several cars at a time. There should be room to get in there and turn around if no one's parking, don't you think?
Wait, are we talking about the really small parking lot or
Close
the
to the-
larger one over by the
dirt
pavilion?
parking lot?
It's not dirt.
No, it's
Okay.
closest, you know, the Renaissance Women's, like the doctor's office.
Oh, it's
There's
on
like a
that side.
doctor's
Gotcha.
office, then that
Yes.
small parking lot,
Yes.
then the picnic tables, and the big one. Come up, this little
Small
small one
one.
right
But you're gonna
there.
let people unload their I just question being able to shoo people away when we want them out of there.
Well, and I guess that's where we need to, because that was in the original request email to Parks and Rec too, and I just want to confirm, because we probably would need to block that off by like 6 in the morning. Cones and barricade across that to block it off. Otherwise, people are going to be going in and parking there for the day. Because we don't start until 11. So
The tree's gonna be potted or what?
They're 3-gallon.
Okay.
It's 100 3-gallon.
Okay. We can do,
well, or we
we
can
can do
even put
another,
the trees at the end of the parking.
we can do another
Bye.
giveaway again next year, probably in March.
Yeah, we'll do a
are.
spring
We're
giveaway
planning
too. This is the
I'll
plan.
have plenty to give away.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, we knew this
And
one would be smaller.
We did order some also.
Okay.
This is a very small one, mostly just to hopefully help people replace the trees that were damaged in the storm. Although if we have any left over, other people can just come take them.
Yeah.
We said we have a location for the tree planting. Are they gonna dig the hole for it too?
They will.
Okay, just making sure, because that's on there.
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Cool.
Yes. And then I have reached out to one Girl Scout group to see if they need a badge. I don't know if you know of any Girl Scout troops. I've spoken to a parent, but I've not heard back from the
I
troop
saw
leader.
something on one of our social media posts, a comment where somebody had said something about Girl Scout tree badge. Like they had like tagged somebody.
Oh, I wonder, because I saw,
Mhm.
I had a friend whose daughter was doing Girl Scout stuff. I'm like, hey, do they need a tree badge? So sorry. So maybe they've tagged on. Well, that's good. Okay,
Yeah, I don't
we'll
know.
see.
Quick
I don't remember which.
question about like our social media stuff. Who is responsible for replying to comments or questions or messages for our page? Is there anyone designated for that?
I don't know,
Any
but I do
admin?
know that I have responded recently.
I saw, was that you that responded to the tree this weekend?
Like, I'd like to also, but I don't know if if there's somebody we need to have actually doing that designated, or if it's just anybody that's available should just be able to respond.
Well, anyone who's an admin on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Can wait in a
Okay,
summer
if you're
Respond
not-
as the page.
Yeah, respond
as
as
the
the page. And if you're not confident, then obviously don't and default to someone else. But yeah, thank you. I figured that was you.
Just double checking on that, thank you.
Okay.
So what about the beverages and perishables from Taylor Concessions?
So that was the other part too. It was in kind of that big request to Parks and Rec. So I'm not, we do need to go back and confirm some of these. Last year at the end of the season, Taylor Concessions just kind of donated the drinks that were left. So Skylar, how long is when is the season over? Is it-
End of October for
I
sure.
was gonna say it was like a week or two, like it was pretty short.
I think it was all the way through October.
Yeah. So, will you confirm with them, or do you want me to follow up with
I'm good
them?
for it.
Okay, if you'll confirm with them that that's still an option. And again, it was just to take the things that were gonna be left, not necessarily, we don't, if he wants to sponsor and buy some things, great. But last year there was more than enough. I think, someone else sponsored water for us, so we got some additional waters, but we had more than enough last year between the two. So if you'll just ask if he wouldn't mind and/or making a donation, either way. A donation of what's existing, or if he wants to add, we'll take whatever. Okay, you'll check on that for us. What else am I missing on here?
Oh, the banner placement. Did we talk about that one yet?
We do need to talk about banner and getting that ordered.
And then bleachers, was that brought up yet?
Yeah, that, we want to do one set.
Yeah, they usually bring us two. That was kind of too much. Oh, and in terms of, so sorry, what were we just talking about? Banner placement. So that we need to get designed and ordered by the 15th. So I don't know if anyone wants to help design a banner. We're going to default to our normally wonderful marketing graphics. Folks are very busy and
I can make something. I don't know how good it would be. I'm not exactly great at design.
So what's the date
really,
that
marketing
needs,
people.
the design needs to be finalized by?
well, it needs to be ordered by the 15th. So
This month?
we were looking for just kind of and there are ideas in the drive of different graphics and stuff we've used, but basically it just needs to say the first Saturday in
I think
November,
it just needs to be pretty simple and
Arbor Day, yeah,
The whole idea is that people can read it when they're driving.
and reuse it. We want to be able to reuse it a few
So
years.
are we not putting times on it then?
I would just put, well, yeah, and that's where
First Saturday in
first Saturday in
November?
Just
November.
for Saturday in November, and then just.
And are we not even putting a
our
location?
Social tags.
Is
Well,
that-
it'll be in the park.
They'll be at the park. The banners will be at the park.
Yeah, but, okay, so because if we decided some future year to do it at a different park,
Then we just put the banner in that. What all do you think it should have on there?
I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out.
I just think, Arbor Day or Conway Arbor Day.
I mean,
something.
you could have like a QR code that links to our Facebook page or
Well, if we
something
got
for
people
more
driving
details.
by, they're not going to be scanning
They
the QR code.
shouldn't.
They shouldn't be scanning the QR code.
I don't want them to be.
Like, just list our socials on there like we normally do, the at Conway Trees or whatever, and then just, the city logo, the tree board logo, and the Conway Park
Conway
logo.
Park. Yeah, so it wouldn't need to have our 3 logos. We could just redirect them to social media. And then, yeah, first Saturday in November. Check out our social for details. How about that?
Yeah.
Because those things probably won't change.
We had a website at one time.
I was going to say, that's everything. I know that a lot of the old materials still have the website, which is why we can't use that. But the other things should not change. So Sam, are you volunteering to do that?
I can help.
I mean, if you've got graphics already available, I can throw something together that we use those graphics. My biggest problem is usually like finding the graphics.
Yeah. We use Canva, correct?
Yeah. Which I still haven't messed with.
We have an account.
I mean, a lot of times printing, we have companies will do the design for you.
Yeah.
You just tell them what you want on it.
What file format does it need to be in
Was that an
for?
option? I didn't know that.
It's totally an option.
Yeah.
That would have
Well,
been
there we go.
helpful. That's helpful information. Sorry.
Is there any particular file format that a design needs to be in for the printing company?
I'll have to go back.
Speaking
It's Crossman. I can go back and look at the email. I'm sure it is. I'll go back and look at that and email you. And it's a 4x8
I bet
banner.
they do the design for us.
That sounds really
Yeah.
Is that what we want to do?
Yeah.
Ask for
If no
that
one else wants to
and
do it, because I'm not.
Ask
I mean, they'll
early.
need all the logos and
All right.
then they'll send you a mock-up.
Okay.
We just need to
Let
ask
the
early
professionals.
enough so that if we don't like the design, we can send it back and say, hey, these changes need to be made, that kind of stuff. I didn't think about that, but that's because I've ordered custom printed stuff before and they absolutely do that for you.
Okay. I'm kidding. We've never really had to do that. For here. Okay. Anything else? So sorry, I was going to go up here to proclamations. So Shelley Mel, one of our city councilwoman, is going to come and read the proclamation. So we're grateful to have her. She's very involved in the community, and grateful to have her come and do that. So she will be doing that for us. I have reached out to Dustin and Kings for sponsorship again for music, PA system, all of that. Have not had good response from the school this year for people to come and sing or participate or do skits. So I will be sending out the Peach Jar request again, and I'm going to send one more kind of email if anyone has connections with anyone at the school in music or art. I would appreciate some help if you know someone personally to ask them for that. I did reach out to the new farm school that just started here, one of the nature schools. They're checking in to make sure that they can have something ready. So they're a possibility to come. And Willow Roots, I've emailed also to see if they want to be involved. So 2 non-public schools I've reached out to, and then Conway Public Schools. So I'm a little concerned about that portion of it because we normally have some folks who come who can't this year too.
What about
So-
Conway Christian or St. Joe's?
I don't, if somebody else would like to reach out to them, I think that's great.
Because you've reached out to a lot.
Yeah, like I could really use some help with some of this stuff because we're getting down to the, not that y'all aren't, I'm just saying, like getting down to the wire, running out of time. I am running out of time. Me personally,
Waiting for the
running out
schools
of
and
time.
just
Delegate
do you
stuff,
acquire?
seriously.
Well, I know, it's a
Yeah.
challenge though. Everything's kind of new for the first year. I am struggling with that this year, working on
She
that.
said she had reached out to all the Conway Public Schools.
Yep.
And 2 non-public schools.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so far, nothing locked in. And so potentially Conway Christian, or no, St. Jude's, and then, or no.
St. Joe's.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep,
St. Jude's is
mhm.
another thing, but
Yeah,
a good
totally
thing, but
different,
also.
yeah, mhm. I think that's a kind of where all of our brains are not functioning at this point in the day. What was the other school?
Conway Christian and St. Joe's.
And then what were the ones you said you already talked to? The
I
private ones?
sent emails to all the Conway School elementary music.
Right, but you said there were like 2 private schools too, right?
Oh, I'm
Two?
sorry, Willow Roots,
Willow Roots.
Nature Learning, and
Okay,
then
that's
the
what-
farm school.
Okay, right, that's what it was.
Yep. And I have on this sheet right here, it says tree planting, task, entertainment. And I did not print the full Excel worksheet. There are contacts and emails and things in the actual Arbor Day planner.
Oh, there it is.
And if I have reached out to someone, all of the dates are in there. So this is what you don't see that's in the planner, because I didn't want to print all of the pages or make it tiny. But there are dates of people who've been contacted, if they've been confirmed, if they're tentative, if it's a no, that's all listed in there. So just FYI. You can't see that here, but it is listed on there. Okay. Tree planting, we covered that on the logistics. I don't think we really need to go over any of that. Okay.
Do we have any other suggestions for the tree planting honoree, or are we gonna do that at all? Or
It's up to y'all. I know we
Plant a tree
started
and
with
not
trying
worry
to think, I
about
think let's just plant a tree. We don't really
And not
have
worry
time
about
to
it.
figure all that out and get it. Yeah, that will be for next year if we want to do that. So, okay. Where are we? So the tree board exhibit, that's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to put out all of our pamphlets and all of our information. We'll have the photo contest stuff over there with us, the urban tree benefits, all of our giveaways. And then Ryan, I know I sent you an email saying, hey, it'd be nice if we had a list of some of the city's tree projects and things that we've done, just to be able to speak to those. And I'm thinking of like Chestnut Street and Court Street, and because we hear oftentimes, like, we hear about the trees that come down or
The negative.
the negative portion, but I feel like sometimes what is missed is we're driving down all of the renovations and projects that have been done, and they're not great and big and grand yet, but they have been planted as a replacement to some of the
Well,
campaigns.
actually, if we could get some data on like how many trees have been planted along streets or in parks or anything like that, that is useful then for our Tree City application that we do every year too.
So it doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, even if we can just get kind of a bullet listed of something that we can just share with the community, we can talk to them about it while we're there.
Okay.
You know,
And honestly,
think about that.
even
Like the Emily
like with
Park?
the storm recovery process, I mean, removing hazardous trees is actually an important thing that the city does as well.
Yeah.
So if we have any kind of an estimation of how many hazardous trees the city dealt with.
I know, Logan, we're talking about the city, but if Conway Corp has any information like that too, I don't,
That's true,
yeah.
Do a lot of tree trimming
Yes.
around
That's-
the lines.
Well, but that's important, you know, those are
It
things
is.
too that, you know, we talk about our forestry and canopy, you know, the protection of it too. I mean, everyone knows how important it is to have electricity. Because y'all heard about it when they didn't. So
see,
that's
this
real
part-
important. So those
Well,
are the things too, I think it's.
Hasn't Conway Corp done some tree planting around the lake, the water supply lake?
It's been a couple of years. They haven't done anything last year or this year.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't, I mean, you guys did promote it, I know, but it's a shame we didn't do more to promote that one.
We have hopes to do a little more of that, but I'm not sure. The person who was leading that went somewhere else, so I'm not sure if anybody's taking that back up yet.
So looking at the exhibitors list,
Okay.
are all of these confirmed?
So, no.
Okay.
And I was gonna ask you, I know Mindy kind of does the beekeeper.
She's back.
Is she going to do that? And if not, I've casually hit your husband up research and native bees, and he has tentatively said, I'm like, your wife's gonna do that. So.
I can get the
together.
husband to bring native
Speaking
bees,
of native
or I can
plants.
just bring his native bees.
Well,
but
and that's completely different than the
That's
honeybees.
different than the honey, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're-
Very
so-
different.
this-
I'm perfect.
yeah.
with natives.
So will that exhibit still will be there this year too? do you
Let me
think?
ask, I will
Okay.
ask.
All right, so you'll confirm that for us?
Mhm.
Okay. And then Sam, would you mind confirming with your husband?
Mhm.
Because I told him I was gonna
Mhm.
ask, I thought maybe I should go through you.
I'll talk to the UCA B Lab. I'll also talk to UCA Prescribe Fire for Fish and Wildlife because that
Is that
that
okay?
was me last year. So
Well, and I saw that's. I know there was a lot of turnover with the groups. I know Willow graduated, so Geography Club we had Noah and Willow graduated. So we do have Dr. Yachian He. She has a field techniques class, and they've committed to want to be there this year. But that's not the same as Geography Club. So we will have geography there.
I think there's a good bit of overlap.
There's. So when I say tentatively, I'm mostly confirmed, but I've not spoken to that student directly. But Dr. He is going to be there, and Dr. O'Connell is really supportive. Is supportive too. So
Yes.
they will be there. Fisheries and Wildlife, you're going to talk to them.
Yes.
Sam, perfect. I did hear from the Foothills chapter that master naturalist, Margaret Klein, reached out, so they confirmed they do want to be there this year. Sorry, that hopped all the way down to the bottom.
Speaking
Green
of,
Bear Coalition, there is an interest for them to be there too. They actually would like to help with the tree giveaway if we need people to help with distribution of that. So
are you already talking with current Green Bear, or do you need
Whitney.
contacts? Okay.
speaking of naturalists, Hendricks Naturalists Club, I'm assuming.
So she is now at UCA.
Yes, I was going to say that was
She's no
one
longer
person
yes.
and she graduated, yes.
Yes. So Jacqueline is no longer at Hendricks. She is now at UCA. So I need to make a contact with that person. So I'm not spoken with the Hendricks naturalist. And I can reach out to them. Master gardeners.
We are confirmed. We will probably have quite a few volunteers that
Okay.
can work in some different areas.
Perfect. Okay.
If we know, like, we're actually meeting tomorrow, so if we have an idea now of what some of those areas might be, that, I don't know, like, do we need help cooking? Do we need help?
Set up,
Cooking,
breakdown,
possibly
cooking.
tree distribution.
And they'll have a booth also,
Right.
an educational booth.
And then last year we needed somebody to help with like the leaf rubbings and the little art projects. If somebody wants to do that, that will be helpful.
We'll probably do something similar to last year. We did have that like sensory table that just had like some different tree related items that people can pick up and touch and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And then we have just some information on like tree care.
Okay, perfect. And just sensory table. Interfaith Power and Light is confirmed. I say tentatively confirmed. She said yes, unless she's overbooked. She's double checking, but they've initially committed. I need to follow back up with Conway Sanitation, but I feel sure they'll be there unless they're committed. Girl Scout troop, waiting back to hear back from that parent, but if anyone else knows another Girl Scout and or scouting organization who would like to do even the colors or the Pledge of Allegiance, I've not heard back from contact from last year. So, I'm not sure on that one.
Smokey the Bear.
So,
I'll contact them.
Okay.
Forestry.
So Smokey the Bear, here's the caveat to that,
It's
is we
actually
need
Smokey Bear, there's no
Smokey Bear.
that.
So we tend to be able to get the costume, but we need a volunteer to be said Smokey Bear.
What's the height range? Do we know for that?
It's about
It's
Logan's
anybody.
height. No, I'm kidding.
Literally anybody.
Just kidding.
We've had children do it. It's
You can be-
kind of saggy.
You can be up to probably 6'3" or 6'4".
Huh. Full head?
Oh, yeah,
It's full
the
costume.
whole thing.
It's the whole thing.
Depending on
Would you like to
if
be
it's
Smokey
on the
Bear?
cold side.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a
Yes.
warm. It's a warm costume.
If it's like cold weather that day,
Yeah.
absolutely, that sounds great.
I'm always
but-
amazed how many people are like, "This is like my dream."
I think it's fun.
Okay,
But if it's warm that
So-
day, I'm
something
gonna
to be
overheat.
aware of is you can't see your feet.
Oh, I've been in costumes before.
Okay, so you need a handler.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's usually a
Moves the
forestry.
heads you can't like see.
Would it
Because we
be
don't want you to, like,
appropriate
step on a
for us to
joint.
have
Yeah.
a display there?
Through high school, I worked
Really?
at a toy store and
I think that's
we
more than
did
appropriate. It's all about stewardship. Though, you know, the fine line
calculators, and
is,
so we
I mean,
had
y'all
full
aren't gonna be
costume
promoting
and
sales
do.
or products. You're talking about your forest management,
well,
stewardship.
sustainability
Yeah.
and
Very
sustainable forest principles, and
Be great. Would they want to come?
if I can, there's a chance I will be in Louisiana working. If I'm available, then I'll bring a table and some stuff to.
Okay.
Do I need a table, or can I just use?
We can, yeah, we've got a Parks and Rec's gonna
If
bring
you
them
just let us
for
know how
Yeah,
many
you just let us
tables,
know.
like
I just
one
need
table.
one 6-foot table,
Yeah.
really.
What stuff would you be bringing?
I just some information about our sustainability practices. Probably some little swag stuff.
I was gonna say, if it was any like burning equipment or anything like that, UCA could supply that, so you wouldn't have to lug it around.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No, I probably wouldn't bring anything like that.
Tracy, what are you needing from Boy Scout or Scouts in general?
They usually present the colors and do the Pledge of Allegiance and start us off.
I can talk a coworker into coming with me. We could possibly bring your own.
A drone.
Your own.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Okay. You just let me know on
We
that.
got like
That'd be
6 of them,
wonderful.
so.
They're having a board meeting here. How these people are gonna get in, you know?
All right. Let's see. Okay. Perfect.
Shelley Beal, all these.
Sanitation. Any other thoughts? Anyone else you think we may need to invite, include? Any other suggestions?
It's a good list.
It's a good list. And then, so if you know a hot weathered Smoky Bear, volunteer Sam. Let us know.
The last,
Because it was hot.
3 years in a row, I thought it was cold.
Yeah, no, like it was it cold?
It was cold last year.
Was it cold?
It was really cold.
Yeah.
Was it?
And
Well, I don't
windy.
remember that.
And
Oh,
windy,
it
yeah.
was.
Talk.
Something to remember if you're bringing pamphlets is it's sometimes windy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never been so happy to
Bring-
be in a fire jumpsuit than when it is.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was
Yes.
hot last
Bring
year.
rocks or weights or something.
Okay. But you will not have to do fisheries. Somebody else will do fisheries. You do Smoky Bear. Is that what you're saying? Fire?
I will be where is needed. So if we don't get another Smoky Bear, I can do that. If we do get a Smoky Bear, then I can do prescribed fire for FWS / help man.
Because I don't know anyone to ask to volunteer to be a Smokey the Bear. Y'all know.
Who
Everyone I
did
asked
it
last year.
Was it a
No
4-H?
one
We didn't have
get
anybody
it.
last year.
Remember, we didn't get anyone.
I didn't know it was an option that I got to be Smoky
You were
Bear.
doing something
I
else.
think
You were
last
busy.
year.
Yeah, you were doing something else.
You were doing something else last
The
year.
year before, it might have been a 4-H.
I can't remember. But I don't. My football player's not getting in it. I tried it.
I'll have a panic attack.
I love that you tried
Claustrophobic.
it. I did try, but I just don't have connections beyond, yeah. Okay, so, all right. So exhibitors, good. Sponsors?
What else? So there's a bunch
I'm
of,
sorry.
there's a bunch of tree board for exhibitors. Is that just stuff we're gonna have at our
Oh,
tables?
sorry, this is just us. This is our table, so, Josh, I know you usually hang out, do a great job.
Oh, yeah, I can run
At
that.
the table for us, and then master gardeners can help, and then what we did last year was just rotated some time between. So, and then,
So
so
this can-
Skylar, so will everyone be there the day of event? I know possibly you're in Louisiana. Logan, you'll be there this year?
I'm gonna try to be. I'll be in Ruston for 2 days before that. But I just don't know if I'll be back yet.
If you'll just let us know and then
Yeah.
confirm either way on the table. And then Logan, I don't know if you have a preference of where you want to be and what you want to do.
No preference.
Okay.
Does anybody enjoy cooking hot dogs?
I was gonna say, I know cooking of hot dogs and popcorn, that
I enjoyed it.
takes a lot of time. I'm volunteering my husband that day also. I'm doing it. But he was there and he'll help cook too. Of course, they're donating the popcorn. We'll have the popcorn machines. We'll have that going and then we'll have the grill.
If I can be there, can probably bring a a generator.
Okay,
I've just got to verify that I'm going to be done in time.
yeah, you just let me know and I'll work on, I've got this other generator I'm trying to ask for too, so let's see what else.
Do we already have the schedule and handouts like planned out so that we can send them to the printers?
So
Like,
no,
doing it
as soon as
signed
we get
already?
everything kind of nailed down, I don't feel
Oh, right, we
confident
can't do
about,
that
yeah, as soon as the
yet.
program
What am I
details.
thinking?
I mean, there's already a copy of that in the Arbor Day folder. We just need to kind of change out any times
Right,
or
okay.
specifics and make sure we get all of our sponsors put on there too. So we'll do that
Until the very
last
end.
minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of last
Okay.
minute.
Got it.
But they're already in there, so we can just use kind of what we had last year because it already has the song on the back. It's in the John Denver song. So,
Got it.
okay.
Speaking of sponsors, so that is entities that have or are expected to donate financially to the event, or is it?
Mostly in kind or time.
So does this mean we're getting donuts? Because I see
Well,
Conway.
so
We
this
did
is
last
from-
year,
this is
and,
from
that's my question.
So this is from last year's sponsors. I just kind of copy and pasted kind of what we did last year.
2022 at home.
So- Well, that's okay.
I'll go-
That's okay.
They're a different name now, but I'll go back and ask them if they want to do donuts and coffee again this year.
Okay, so you'll ask again for us. Thank you. I'll put you on for that.
Phenomenal.
I got that.
Josh. Of course, Conway Corp, we already have theirs. Thank you, Logan, helped us with that early on in the year. I've reached out to Kings, and they're for the entertainment sound system. And then also Gorilla Genius Films is Rhiannon, and she supports, they're there for hands-on support. She helped pay for marketing, like we wanted to do Facebook posts and things like that, since there's not a good way for the city to do that. That's how she kind of sponsored us last year. So I just asked her if she could do the same thing this year. So I'll let y'all know, and then Skylar will get it set up.
Wonderful.
The payment and all that good stuff. So Homeward Realty, I've not reached out. Last year they bought a brick and sponsored for $250. Elliott Electric's already given us their popcorn and popcorn machine. We're working on First Security Bank for all the hot dogs, food, possible grill. You'll see Russell Shanahan, attorney at law. That's Natalie Arnold. That's her fiance, lawyer. Last year they did some sponsorship. So I did reach out to her. She said let her know if we wanted to help this year. So I did reach out to her, but just today to say, hey, thanks for the offer, and which capacity do you want to help us? So I'll follow up on that. Last year I think they did some waters for us, and then they did that, and they helped out with some marketing, got some bags printed and things for the Arbor Day contest, or the photo contest winners. Taylor Concession, Skylar, you're gonna work on that.
He said that he's good to do that again. I just
Thank
haven't
you.
got like the full
Yeah. that's
details on how that will go, how many.
Yeah, and we
it's
really
gonna
won't know till the end, but we have funds, so if we need to go back, or if someone else, when in doubt, they can donate some water for us if we come across someone else, but
But Charles has no problem doing that.
thank you.
And then
Most grateful.
I will probably get you some kind of contact at St. Joe. I'm working on that.
Okay.
Trying to get a choir. And
Thank
just
you.
reach out to someone else about a troop as well.
That
So
would be great, thank you. All right, and then, so you're at St. Joe Choir, and then,
discounts.
okay, thank you, just so I don't forget. Okay, just, too, in the 2022 Arbor Day, and I can move it over, we have logos for anyone who was a sponsor last year, so we've got them in there ready to go.
Oh, nice.
If we need to share any of that, yes. All right, let's see. Any other questions, thoughts, suggestions on sponsors?
Who else is taking care of the rest of the rest of the sponsors and partners?
Well,
Arbor
these,
Day, all
I'm
the
sorry,
rest of
so the
those?
city is our
They're just,
partner, so they're on their Arbor Day Extension Office.
so those are just the
Krista,
logos
she's
we need.
supporting, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, and they bring tables and collateral and, there's
Right,
different
okay.
ways, right? But,
Conway Scene,
so Conway Scene is a digital, like publication, and they're just kind of like the marketplace of Conway, but it's one of those like what's going on in town. It's Todd Jones, and he does photography, and that last year we did his podcast also. We did the podcast, and they helped promote it.
So
And
who's
then
handling?
he's the judge also for our photo contest.
Are you reaching out to him for that?
I've already talked to
Okay,
him.
you already have. Okay. And then Forestry Commission, that's,
Yeah, they're in, I mean, and they're
Bye,
donating the
Stella,
tree.
thank you.
Tracy, if you need me to do something,
I
just
will
look at the
have a good
camera and tell me. I'll watch it.
That's so good. I need one of those for home. Is that how that works? Okay. Any other questions on here? Sponsors? Okay.
the Arbor Day one. Oh, that's just for the logo again. Never mind. I'm thinking of.
Arbor Day Foundation, sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, for our logo.
I'm sure we did the Conway Corp, that show.
Channel 5, here and there.
Here
or-
and there.
Yeah.
So does someone have time to do that?
Like, when you see me do it, like, would we just talk with Natalie about?
We can reach out to, I mean, it was Crystal, I can't remember all of the names, but Crystal helped, and there were some other people who actually do that show. And then
We're
they
almost
did
late
offer, it has just gone
Yeah.
so
'Cause
fast.
I mean, they only do one show a month, right?
When they would do the scroll, I know they offered to make us commercials and videos and all of these things, and this year, just, they're not that organized. We've done that in time to remind us to get on their schedule. So we can reach out, I don't know how
Isn't there
much
just a
notice.
community calendar that Conway Corp has
I'm
on
not
there?
familiar with this.
Like
What is
what we
it?
speak of, come on. Commercials and advertising for
Okay.
Arbor Day, so Comic, of course, because our sponsor's been really good too. Like in years previous, we've
On
done
the
that,
Channel
is it
5.
Here and Now show, which we did do the tree climbing competition this year with them. And then they did mention that they could do something for Arbor Day, a commercial for us. So maybe, would you mind reaching out to Crystal and see if it's possible to get anything
Knowing, but recognizing that we're late.
a month? Yeah.
Just touching base, it is
I'll check
5:30.
tomorrow.
Is there a meeting immediately after us, or do we have the room till?
We're scheduled till
Six, I
6.
believe, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
It was just last one that we had to be
Yes.
out by 5:30.
If you would ask, they mentioned, even if it's a scroll of Arbor Day, some
check
kind of,
tomorrow.
if there's any kind of promotion, even if it's not the show, is it too late? And if we're not, what's needed, and can we make that still happen? It should be great. Okay. All right. Storm tree giveaway.
So we gotta order it by, what is that? Today's Monday, so Wednesday?
The order. Wonderful. What it, so she
and
did that
that's
by
what,
like the 26th. I think you ordered it.
So we ordered 100 trees. 50 of them are black gums, black tupelos,
Mm-hmm.
and 25 red oaks and 25 willow oaks.
And we, you decided against the
I
sawtooth?
decided against sawtooth because they're not native.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Good reason.
And she
I'm
did,
very excited about the black tupelo. They
Yeah.
look gorgeous.
yes. And so I think there's a wet one, a dry one.
Yeah, the red oaks would be better in dry locations, willow oaks would be better in wet locations, and black tupelos would work in anywhere almost.
It's a beautiful like front yard tree.
Yeah,
I mean, it's-
absolutely, and it's
what
one
my-
that isn't as common, so it would help with our diversity
Mhm.
in the city. So.
Perfect. So they are ordered from Bemis. Thank you very much. So I did send the invoice over today. It was like $10.75, so right at 11.
Tax, yeah.
Yeah, 1,100, just under $1,100. Ordered the 3 species. Skylar's working on getting that QR code put to the flyer for us, so hopefully that will be done in the next day or two, that we can start sharing that. And then, Krista, I was going to ask you if you can take the letter, that storm tree giveaway letter, can we get it to our email recipients? Is it constant contact? I don't know how we.
Yeah, I can do that. I don't know if I have the most updated list,
And
but
I
I have
have-
a
I
list.
came across these in a box.
Should I just take them and add them?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
add, do you want me to type them up and send them to you, or
And I can take them like this.
take that, if you'll do that and just add them? We have a database of folks in our, is it Constant Contact? I don't know what we use, which
It's
platform we
Constant.
use. But so she will email that, so if you'll get those emailed out, and then we'll have the QR codes. We've got a lot coming out, so this week is the plan to kind of share storm tree giveaway information
And Arbor Day, we'll put it all in there.
and Arbor Day, yeah.
And photo contest.
Yeah,
All
also,
the
we really
things
need the
in one
flyer with the
email,
one perfect. Do you want to wait until we have it all, or do we want however you want to fashion that letter?
I mean, the flyer would be helpful. Probably.
Because we could send the letter out for the storm tree giveaway. Because also there is a way for them to go and sign up, and it goes directly to the Google form. They can make their selection, and we are just going to go first in as the first received. But we can verify their location was in a storm area, right? If we get too many that are outside of that area, we will default to those that were storm impacted first. But the first 25 of the Willow Oak, and then they're gone, in terms of who gets what, it will just be first request gets that tree. And then as soon as they're gone, then we'll have to communicate that they're gone. But everyone will get an auto response when they apply that says, if you don't get the tree, revisit us in spring for a free tree for everyone. So, okay. So yeah, Krista, if you can get that letter out, because I think everybody's looked at it and y'all are good with the verbiage and everything, right? And I did go back in and take out the sawtooth oak.
Okay.
So it should be good to go.
And so that's
So do you want to do one that's just for the tree giveaway?
I'm like, I thought we could to our,
Just to the list?
to the list.
Okay.
Because those are the ones who've subscribed to get our information. And then I do have, there's a downtown Facebook page. I was going to put it there, in the areas, neighborhood pages. We could put them there, do the letter, and then we can put it on our social media with the QR code. So then they're getting it multiple ways. And then also when we do the printed flyer, and I may ask for some help of folks to help me distribute and get them out. But that way, if we've got the code there, if we've missed anyone through the digital and direct email, maybe we'll catch them there. Any other way y'all think we need to communicate that? That seemed fair enough. I mean, okay. Okay.
And with the direct email, is that primarily how we expect residents to reserve their trees, and therefore how we can kind of try to control who is that they are getting one in replacement of a storm damaged tree rather than just
They
kind
have
of
to fill out the
free-for-all?
application. They have to
Okay.
fill out an online application.
Okay.
And these will all be predetermined. So we're not going to have any drive up and get a tree on the day of Arbor Day. It's all pre-selected and predetermined. And then in the communication, when someone fills out a request, that auto response says you will receive an emailed confirmation with pickup details if you are selected to receive a tree. So that kind of releases us of having to follow up with every single person. And it will go to those. And then we'll just send all the specific details, which we need to probably visit that south parking lot and confirm with Parks and Rec, before we do that, so they'll know exactly where to go and what to do.
I mean, a 3-gallon tree is not that heavy.
No.
So, I mean, somebody could park almost anywhere and walk.
Okay, is that what we want to do?
I mean, I don't, if it's simpler. I don't know what's simpler.
Either way, we just put in the letter that someone would help them load. So just tell me before we send that letter out what we think we might want to do. We'll need to clarify
Well, if we have
that.
UCA students, they're
Yeah, so I thought between that and the master gardeners, we can just get them and they're just loading them up and taking them out. But they can also walk up.
Can we get on the newsletter list so that we know what is being sent out? I'm such a visual person that would help me as well. Be like, oh yeah, let me talk this up to the people around me.
Okay.
I'll add the board.
Add the board members, yeah. Okay. Excellent. All right. Any other thoughts on?
Do we want to, on the questionnaire where they fill out if they want to get a tree, do we want to offer them blocks of time that they could come pick up? Let's say which works best for
Pretty much
you,
just an hour.
I was
which
gonna say they just
15-minute
have an hour.
section
Yeah.
works best for you or something like that.
I don't know that we're that organized to manage that. I
Okay.
would just because it's 100 trees. If we were doing 1,000, if we were doing a big haul of something, I did put in there too that if the trees were not picked up by 1 p.m., that they would go to the next available person. So there's also that disclaimer because we don't have a place to store those trees long term.
Yeah.
So
which presumably whoever of us is going to be working the distribution of predetermined trees, we'll have a list of first name, last name, whatever.
And
For
they
each.
will have an email also that is the confirmation. Gotcha, was.
They'll have an email confirmation.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, you will have a
And
list of
we'll
the
have a
tree.
list,
Yeah,
yeah.
they'll have a list of what tree, and hopefully they'll kind of be waiting for one grouped or whatever. Anyone want to do tree distribution specifically? I thought you may.
I can help with that one too. That would be fun.
Well, you're at the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
I was
already
talking about.
smoky and.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I'll be done
fine.
with the table, but when we start doing the tree giveaway, right?
That's gonna go on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Got it. I thought it was just gonna be that 1 hour
But
at
if
the
you would
end.
like to rotate there.
We may. We'll see.
But Amy, for sure, you want to be
Yes.
down there, you'll be a point person for us on that, that would be great.
Yes, I get to touch trees and dirt.
Perfect, okay. All right, any other questions about the storm tree giveaway? Okay. Moving right along, digital marketing, Shani and Skylar have definitely been helping, doing most of that for us. So just, there are several dates on here. Y'all just be aware that we will be pushing and promoting several of our activities for Arbor Day. So the more sharing and talking about it is just greatly appreciated. I don't know if someone is good at writing up a press release for Arbor Day. If anyone would like to
ChatGPT
do
could probably do it.
any of that, well.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. And I can do it unless someone else wants to do that portion,
what?
but it's time to start contacting like the Log Cabin Democrat about different things.
So how do you contact? You just send them an email that says, "Hey, press release to the editor or whatever."
I'll send you the contact.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
And then,
And so it'll be for all four of. It'll be for four of them, right?
yeah, so first we may just want to do, if you want to have them do a press release for the just thinking about the timeline. So the digital photo contest, you could do that like this week.
Immediately.
Art walk, let's not, don't need that. They're doing their own marketing. We don't really need to worry about art walk. Once Krista has sent out the letter about the storm tree giveaway, we could do one for that. So that would be probably next week.
Okay.
For the next week or two for the storm tree giveaway. And then the Arbor Day, we would have that probably about 2 weeks before the event. We would want to have that. And I think
Yeah.
really she gets them out in about 48 hours by the time I send them to her. So it's a real fast turnaround, and I can't remember the name right now. I'm
Honestly,
so
with a
sorry.
weekend event, you're better off if it publishes less than a week before.
Can we do twice?
Well, I was gonna say, can we do twice?
I mean, there's a calendar, I think, that we might be able to get on. So whether it's a story or just the calendar.
I don't know. I've never asked about the calendar request. They may have done it, and I'm not asked about that. But I know she's put the actual typed up press release for us too. So maybe we'll ask for both this time.
Yeah. Ask about a calendar.
The Chamber of Commerce has a calendar too. There's not. Okay. Anything else? Anything else that I'm not thinking of? And then we get the print, we get the flyers into businesses. Anyone willing to go distribute some flyers on like a weekend? Amy, would you mind? Okay. Thank you. If I get them printed and I can get them to you, as soon as I get the flyer with all the QR codes, and I'll print them and get them to you, and then over the next week or two. Thank you. Okay. All right. Any other questions, thoughts, comments? Okay. So the event is 11 to 1 that day. What time do we all need to meet in the park that day? Is it an hour and a half? How long did it take us to set up?
It takes a while.
It takes a while. You want 2 hours? We'll do that at 9.
I thought we just showed up like an hour early last time, but
Some people did.
okay. Yeah, I showed up an hour early. I don't know
I was like,
what everybody else
For
did.
those, yeah, like some of y'all did, I wasn't quite sure. But I got there and then realized we probably needed a few more folks. So I will be there at 9 a.m. What are your
I
thoughts?
can be there at 9.
9? It's not, I think 9 a.m. is more than enough time. Basically, it's just getting there, setting up our tables, getting the grill set up, the food, like everything organized so when people get there, but we need to be ready to go by like 10:45.
You need me there at 9 a.m. as well to help with setup?
That would be great, especially with the tree portion too. So we can do that.
I'll see you all at 9.
9. Perfect. Thank y'all.
Do we want to do an actual like signing sheet when they pick up a tree? Like, is there any reason why we would need to have them sign something?
We could, I mean, on that same,
Just, you've got a
clipboard, we could
list
have
of the
them
people,
sign
just have them
it.
sign when they're picking up their tree, I don't know.
Okay. So then we'll start getting with you, Amy, on anything to organize for the storm tree giveaway. Make sure you're like solidly in the loop on that too. And then anybody's respective assignments. Okay. We don't have any more questions because this is it. And then it's Arbor Day. I'll see y'all.
Do we
I
need
can't
to
believe
have-
it's that time.
Do we need to have any more committee meetings?
So no more, we don't need any more meetings. I know we'll need to check inventory of everything at the extension office, which I'll probably just go ahead and grab everything out of the office.
I mean, if you want me to just bring the stuff that you need for art, I mean, if you'll just tell me what you want,
I
you don't
don't
have,
know
that's
where
the problem.
I mean, I know where it
It's
is.
kind of like,
but I
we need to
couldn't say
look at
grab
it,
one
so
box.
before we know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just
So-
trying to save you a trip.
I know, I appreciate it. That's fine. It's fine. Because we'll need that anyway. And then I can just.
I
grab
never
it
know
all
what that
and then
room
we'll-
looks like either. I mean, it could have all kinds of stuff piled up in front of
It's
it.
okay, we shuffle. It's good. Okay. And then we do have some leftover t-shirts and stuff we can just give away at this year's festival.
Might as well give them away.
Yeah,
We
get
don't,
rid of them.
we don't need
because-
them.
don't need
yeah,
them.
people
Do we
like
have
free
new shirts for this year?
What
Did we
do?
do shirts?
You
Yeah, we
decided to
bought-
save
We just did the
money.
blue ones for
There.
the
We decided to buy trees instead. of
Yeah.
doing
I guess
t-shirts
that's
'cause we have
better,
some.
yeah.
Well, everybody likes t-shirts, but,
We've got plenty to give away. So.
all right,
What shirts are we wearing?
The
our
ones,
blue and
or
yellow.
The new ones we got.
Okay.
I might have one for you. Ryan a t-shirt. Everyone else has one now. I think because we ordered one for the board member we thought we were getting.
Mhm.
So, okay, perfect. So Ryan, I'll get you a t-shirt. You may not even be there, but you still. Are you gonna be there? Oh, yeah.
That makes all this time totally worth it, right?
Yeah, you got
all
your
the time
free
I
t-shirt.
spent.
You got the t-shirt to show it. Okay.
Would we have one to give to Shelley?
Do we have? I'm gonna check. I don't know if we have one or two. But I'll look and see. But
This might be nice.
yes. Yes.
I mean, she may not even want to.
Okay. We'll have something for her for sure. Okay. And then I don't think I had any ones.
We're gonna move on to how we do the moon trees.
Oh.
Like, everybody's done.
So, moon trees, Amy, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to share on that.
I just wanted to talk about it because I don't know if we're going to make it happen, but it's really cool.
It is cool.
In 2022, NASA sent Artemis 1 up with about 2,000 seeds and flew around the moon, came back, and now they're collaborating with educational institutions and community places to see if they want to grow a tree that has been around the moon.
So, yeah.
That could be cool to have at the community center when it gets built.
There are two at Mississippi State that were on
Oh, that's from the
lunar
old
lander or
ones.
whatever. So yeah, it's really cool. They have
But it would keep the
information about
spotlight
that.
on trees
Exactly.
with space
I think that's
and
cool.
in our community. So it's another thing to keep the conversation alive.
Absolutely.
Now,
The application deadline is in about 3 days.
okay.
Yep,
Is that, I've not looked at the application. For some reason, I thought it had to be for schools for some reason.
It's specifically, I know we're under a deadline and we still have other things to talk about. So it's specifically for organizations like schools, libraries, museums, and other engagement with schools and the public are encouraged to apply. It also and can involve K through 12 universities, community organizations,
Which is us.
museums, science centers, and government organizations.
So is that something, she
Anything.
can just fill out the application for us? Do you feel comfortable filling out the application for us? Or
I
is that something
can,
that I need to do?
As a government organization and a community organization?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
And
if
I'll
you need any
consult with-
information along the way,
Yes.
just copy me and Ryan both. and, yeah,
Okay, can do.
just copy us. So
Me
do that?
too, and
Okay.
I'll help with that.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find someplace to put it, don't worry about that, like the library might take it, the museum might take it.
I'm pretty sure it's been
Brooks will probably take
heavily
it.
marketed, so
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
hoping to
Get in on
Very
it.
on brand t-shirt,
Yeah.
heard the discussion.
Oh, it just happened to be perfect, yeah, that could be it, right?
Mhm.
I have a lot of space shirts.
And I got to go to NASA in Houston
Cool,
a couple of months ago, so I got to see more of the detailed stuff about this.
that's cool.
It'd be cool if you could get like Neil Armstrong planting a tree.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Instead of the flag, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's right. Good marketing with that. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And so we were just gonna talk, and we don't have to do this today, we can do it in November, but there were thoughts about suspending December meetings. We will talk about that next month and get thoughts on
So
that.
we are having our tree board meeting on November 6th.
Yes, so do know it is right after, it is Arbor Day weekend, and then it is right back on Monday to do some hindsighting and wrap up anything from Arbor Day and maybe talk about December meeting. In January, Ryan wants us to have like a planning workshop, will help us with a little bit of that so we can get more organized with delegating and planning for next year's schedule, which is much appreciated. So we'll do that in January? Yes?
At the regular.
At the regular
If we're gonna meet, or if you guys wanna change the date, whatever, if you'd rather do it on a weekend, whatever works best.
I mean, is it something that we would need more than an hour and a half?
I don't think so. You just kind of lay out the year and have some more organization.
And so then if there are any ideas or thoughts that y'all have, that would be kind of the time to bring them or,
Yes.
so just a heads up on those. Work days for Arbor Day. I don't know. Work days for Arbor Day. There will be a lot of email communication between us specific to your tasks and projects, so please just check those. Let's be mindful of that. Will we need any kind of work day? No.
I don't think
assume
so.
the trees are gonna magically show up there.
They
There's
are.
somebody-
Parks Department's gonna bring this.
Somebody's gonna, yeah, she mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, Parks and Rec, they're gonna pick them up from Little Rock and get them to the park.
Fantastic.
Which is, we're grateful for.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, if something does pop up, if y'all need help or support or feel like we need to do something, we can absolutely do that. But I think it's mostly just email and communication from here on out.
Okay.
So.
I'll ask afterwards. It's more specific, detail oriented to the
Okay.
task.
Okay, sure. All right. And then next board meeting, we said November 6th. All right, you're good. Motion to adjourn?
Uh,
Seconded.